Don't
One.
blame me. Hello, we are here with
You see that wince?
Gamebound Fiasco. It's just involuntary at this point. Yep. We are here, and we're going to find out what it's like when we go to Jurassic Park.
Jurassic World. This playset.
Actually, it's probably Jurassic Universe, because all of the other movies have already happened, and this is like a different thing. Is that our official name for this? Let's say Jurassic Universe.
Sure.
Yeah. I feel like that's the natural progression for this. Okay, so
next time it'll be Space Jurassic Park.
Yes. Jurassic Park in space. And then it'll be Jurassic Park on ice. Anyway, so
it goes from space to ice?
you didn't know that is the progression, of course.
It's because it's cold in space.
Yeah, exactly.
We have all the ice.
Anyway, how do we play Fiasco, you might be asking? Well, we set up scenes. So we're starting with Emily again. We'll keep going in the same order.
Okay.
Unless you don't want us to start with you, but we did start with you.
I know, but I don't have any ideas.
I mean, I was just going to explain, right? You can choose to either establish a scene or resolve a scene. And the way this works is, so we play Fiasco by doing a series of scenes in 2 acts. One scene basically for each person per act that's like centered on them. They're the highlight character. And so we're going to start with Emily. And Emily gets to choose whether or not she wants to set up the scene, which means she gets to decide what's happening, who is there, what's going on. And but she doesn't get to resolve it. And resolving in this game means that you get to decide whether or not the scene ends well for your character or poorly for your character. And this will determine some things because the dice in the center of the screen here will be given to people based on the results of the ending of the end of the scene. So black dice are bad, white dice are good. White dice mean your scene ended well. And so these will be in the first act. These will be given to the character, and then they give them away to other people. And so we do a slightly modified version of Fiasco where we do 2 dice at a time, because if we did 1 dice per scene, it would take a lot of scenes, and we end up doing, our scenes tend to be long. I think that's the main difference. Like we could do shorter scenes, but that never ends up happening with us. So we'll do 2 dice. And so technically, I guess we did make up a custom rule as well that you could have like it was kind of okay and give a black dice and a white die. But in the first act, these are given to the characters. As Emily, at the end of this scene, will get either 2 black dice, 2 white dice, or 1 black die and 1 white die. And then she will give them away at will to other characters. Now, the way this works, the reason why this happens, is at the end of the game, you look at all of the dice that you have in front of you, and you roll them. And the one color of the dice gets subtracted from the other color of dice. So whatever you have higher, so say I get a result of 6 on my white dice and a result of 5 on my black dice, my end result is 1 white. And what you want in this game is a lot of one color. So in the game, we can mess with each other by giving people bad dice, right? So or specifically dice they don't want. So say Emily got 2 black dice at the end of this scene. She wants black dice for the rest of the game, right? She wants everyone to give her black dice, or when we get to the second act and you keep the dice that are given to you, she wants all of her scenes to end badly, because that means at the end of the game, her actual ending will be good. So that's the basics of what's happening here. So Emily, would you like to establish the scene, or would you like to resolve? So we establish, and you get to choose how it ends.
I'm gonna resolve because I don't have any ideas right now, even though I like establishing.
Okay, so I have a definitely idea. This is what I was thinking of, like pretty much right away when I was thinking of this. Is it's your first day on the job as the new tour guide, right? And I am like showing you the ropes with this kid, and Alyssa's giving me the kid like as I'm like giving you the tour. And so he's straggling along as I'm trying to basically train you as a tour guide. Everybody down with that? And so Landon doesn't have to be in this scene, so you can just watch and see what's going on, and then next scene we can. And I guess Landon will be, actually, wait, this is what we'll do. Landon will play the person who is being given the tour. Right?
So that's like what happens if your character is not specifically in a scene is
we'll cast you as someone
extras who need to be played by someone, then you get to just play them however you would like.
So Emily, are we pretending like we don't want people to know that we're like...
So the person that you're going to be in this scene is not Bill Zuckergates. The person you are in this scene is just like an extra.
Oh.
A random person.
I mean, it could be Bill Zuckergates.
It could be.
Yeah, right? You could be the person being given the tour. That would be kind of fun.
I'm a part goer, technically.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's more interesting.
Okay.
I just have to pretend not to know you. I'm actually Burt Macklin.
Right, of course, yeah.
Yes.
Awesome, okay. Everybody down with that?
Oh, wait,
You give me the kid, right?
No, but I know Bill Zuckerberg.
Oh.
Zuckergate?
But you're also in cahoots with him.
Right, that's true, right? So you don't want to tell anybody because, I think that's the idea.
Okay. So the only person who doesn't, more people know who I am in this game than I'm an awful corporate spy.
Yeah, but we're the only two people who know in the world.
It's true.
Oh, okay.
It's fair. Yeah, so I think we get the Jurassic Park theme. So I think I'm Asian, right? So I think I'm average height. I know, right? That's what a way to
Just
start.
starting out.
I'm
First
Asian.
line, I'm Asian.
I am, average height, average build. But I am, dressed in a nice suit, ready to kind of give a good first impression to our visitor, and ready to train you in the ways of public relations. I am just dark hair, nothing else particularly noticeable about him. Serious expression.
I am on the shorter side, but I appear taller than Keith because I have very high heels on.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
they are stilettos, but I have complied with the rest of the uniform that has been given to me. So I'm in like the khaki cargo, like park uniform.
Yep.
But I have, added like a neck scarf to make it a little more fashionable. I refuse to take off my sunglasses. They are Chanel sunglasses. And trying to think if there's anything else.
Yeah, so I look at you and I
have blonde hair.
Okay.
And in the short amount of time that I've already been here, some roots are starting to show, and I'm already not very happy about it.
Sure. Okay.
So Bill, I'm gonna describe Bill real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Bill Zuckergates right now is going by Burt Macklin. He's not very good at it though. He's like, "Hi, I'm Bill," or I'm Burt," and he's dressed right now what he thinks a middle-class American citizen would look like. Okay, he's not completely sure. He does not go among the poors very often, but he has like a red flannel, blue jeans, maybe like Vans on. He has like Vans, but they're like cheetah print, I think. Maybe they were Chanel's. That's all he could find. He has cheetah print Vans on. And he's asking a lot of questions about Triceratops. Like, he's not listening to the tour guide at all. He's like, okay, cool. Where's the... I'm really interested in the Triceratops.
Like, that's the one dinosaur name you know.
He doesn't do anything else. He's average height, I guess. I'm gonna say he's like a few pounds past average build. He's very stressed out about paying off this debt.
Sure.
You can tell.
He's let himself go a little bit.
He needs. He's along for the ride.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, let's just go around and describe all of our characters, even though not necessarily like here right away. Just so Seth, what is
Lance
Lance
Gardner is say blonde kid, of course. Got that typical Pidgeotto haircut with the undercut sort of thing going.
I hate him already.
Yodo haircut. I was like turning in my brain like PG. Oh,
just like that, just slicked over long, but like, and then he's got the I don't know. He's like wearing some t-shirt, wearing shorts. He's got his phone on him. Probably I don't know what trendy kids wear nowadays, but he looks like that.
Sure, Seth.
Is he an influencer on TikTok?
TikTok and Instagram and Snapchat. Thank you very much.
Snapchat. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Those stories, man. What does Sophie look like?
Sophie is a very short, very fake auburn ginger kind of hair. With glasses, of course, but they're not real. She just wants to wear them to make herself look smarter.
Sure, of course.
And her hair's up in a ponytail, and she's got on her, like lab technician kind of outfit to show that she's someone important and she's a doctor who's very smart.
Yeah.
And she strides in with her nephew Lance.
Yeah, so I'm probably like getting all of my instruction, how to be a tour guide stuff, right? Getting it all together in this like binder that I'm gonna give to you. What's her Chanel? Chanel. Sorry. And then I look up and I think like Chanel's probably like off to the side. I don't know, fixing or doing something while I'm like getting this ready. And then Sophie walks in with Lance.
I say she's probably holding him dragging him by the hand because he's on his phone. He's not paying attention.
Right.
She's just kind of leading here. She's kind of leading him.
Because he's just like, and here it is. And so I just come up to you and I'm like, Keith, sweetie, hi. My sister,
darling.
My sister just dropped off my nephew, who's a bit of a dinosaur enthusiast, you might say.
Well, he's come to the right place.
Exactly. I mean, he gets it from me.
Let's just whatever.
I mean, he takes after his auntie. You hush, please. And I have that important presentation later today, and I just really this. So, I just need you to watch him for a couple hours, okay? Thank you. I love you. Bye.
Wait, Sophie, listen. I have a tour. And I just like look at you and sigh.
I just kind of look at you, kind of like roll my eyes and go back to my phone.
Lance, is it?
Yeah, obviously. Don't you recognize me?
Recognize you? Should I?
This is only my 17th time here. Come on. I'm here a lot. I'm on TikTok all the time talking about your stuff.
Well, I'm not a clock enthusiast, so I wouldn't know anything about that.
He's kind of like, okay,
He's just looking at you like, Lance, if you wouldn't mind just following I'm giving a tour today.
I could probably give it better than you. Let's just go.
I walk over to Chanel. And I'm like, all right, looking through my folders. I'm like, Chanel, what did you say your last name was?
Chanel.
No, what?
Chanel.
Your name is, and he looks down at his notes. Your name is Chanel. All right.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem with anyone. Just getting started with the tour, just showing you the ropes. We'll be having, we're showing a private customer, paid for the exclusive tour. This is a lot of what you'll be doing.
I really just.
Excuse me, sir, just a brief moment and we will get to the Triceratops. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm briefing my new tour guide
turn
here.
Around and go like,
let's
I cover the wrong side of my face and
you might want to get your eye. You have a twitch.
Excuse you. Excuse you. That was deeply personal. I'm very sensitive about that, and I would like a complimentary dessert now.
Lance probably chimes up like, Triceratops exhibit isn't even that good. He's been sick. He's been sick the last 5 times I've been here.
What do you say, Landon?
I said, well, you're not even that good, little kid. Okay?
Ooh. Sick.
Wow, I thought the animals were the only dinosaurs here.
Bill just starts crying. He's not in a good place right now, buddy.
So I'm like panicking because I'm like, oh no, this is going so poorly. I'm like, Lance, no, let's just and I put my finger up to your lips. Okay. Listen, sir, we can get to the Triceratops. You want to go see the Triceratops?
Yes.
I would love to show you the Triceratops. It turns out, and I looked at Lance, the Triceratops isn't sick today. We were having some issues earlier, but you should be able to see the Triceratops in its natural habitat doing its thing. Now, Chanel, so what we really want to make sure we're doing with these private customers, the ones who are paying us the big money to get these tours, is
this is costing a lot of money for him to be going on this tour?
Yeah, so...
Nope, I got a Groupon. It's completely. It was half off. It was half off on Groupon. It wasn't a lifetime deal. I had to go.
Wow, incredible that somebody would be willing to spend so much money.
Yeah, and I kind of almost whisper to you, Chanel. I'm like, we make sure everyone knows about the Groupons. It's actually really expensive without the Groupon, but it's still really, really, really expensive with it. That's how we get people to take this tour in the first place. Just don't.
Wow, very interesting. I wonder if his he's so good looking. I'm sure he's married. I wonder if his wife knows about that.
I am sure that she does, and I'm sure that she's very proud. Now, Chanel, we are going to move on here. Just make sure that you are providing for everything that Mr. What did you say your name? Macklin. Okay.
Mr. Macklin.
Mr. Macklin should ever want. We are here to serve, and I really hope you enjoy the tour, Mr. Macklin, and welcome to Jurassic Universe. Oh, sorry, I didn't do that right. Wait. Welcome to Jurassic Universe. I have to say, it's in the contract. I have to say it like that.
Do I have to say it like that too?
Yes.
Welcome
every time
to Jurassic Universe.
Work on that. I'm going to send you a video clip. Listen to that about 3,000 times and then try it again. All right, so we're just going to move right along here. Let us go ahead and get in the Jeep. Watch your step. Everyone in. Everyone settled. Are we good? Good. Now, Lance.
What's the seating arrangement in this Jeep?
Yeah, I think I'm maybe not driving, but I'm in the front seat. We have a driver who's also, unless you can play the driver.
Lance is sitting on the back of the Jeep, kind of like not buckled up or anything. He's just kind of sitting there, getting a selfie with him in there.
Yeah, Lance, I need you to get in the seat and buckle up.
Pops down like, we don't even go fast in these things.
We go the regulated speed limit for the park.
Isn't very fast.
Well, it's safe, Lance. It's safe.
What? What'd you say?
The driver's just like, ugh, this kid again.
Hey, Tony.
Whoa, what's up, Lance?
I thought you got fired after what I did last time.
No, luckily my boss is pretty understanding of punk kids putting a selfie stick in front of my face.
And I look at you and I'm like, oh, that was him? All right.
I mean, I thought it would be fine, but apparently when you're riding live dinosaurs, it's not good to put stuff in front of the faces of the drivers.
Wait, you can ride the dinosaurs? How do we...
Yeah.
Okay.
It is an extra fee, but yes, we do have dinosaur riding available on certain animals. Not the Triceratops, unfortunately. Still recovering. No Triceratops rides as of right now, but there are a few other animals that we could give you. There's a petting zoo. We can give you some rides.
So you can ride the Triceratops, is what I'm hearing.
Normally, yes, but unfortunately, it's still recovering. No Triceratops rides.
The last person who tried to ride. Okay, wow. Okay.
Not necessarily. They were sick.
Oh, I have a crisp $5. I look over to Sean and I'm like, is that okay? $5? Is that good? Is that okay? $5? Is that in the budget? $10.
I like try and stomp a foot and I accidentally get key with my heel. Oh, I am so sorry.
No, that's all right. It's a little bit of a cramp space.
It's bumpy.
It is.
Sorry.
It is. Tony, watch the bumps, please. Thank you.
We'll talk about it later. I'm sure we can come to some type of agreement with the VIP customers.
Oh, yes. I'm positive that we can. All right. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be looking at well, first, before we get to the Triceratops, we have the T-Rex. That's usually a very common park favorite.
Okay, Keith, I'm going to take it over from here.
Yes, I was just about to say, you have the packet.
So,
go ahead.
I'm looking at the packet. Okay, to our right, we have the Trex cage. The Trexes are really big. And they eat stuff.
Chanel.
Be careful around the Trexes.
Chanel, it's pronounced T-Rex.
Don't use flash photography.
As soon as she says that, Bill,
you just do it.
Oh,
because I'm like paying attention to Emily's character, right? So like you just do it, and then we all look at you, and then I'm like,
"Excuse me, Mr."
And we just hear a low growl.
Martin, you're not supposed to do that.
Sorry, I picked the Polaroid up at the gift shop. I won't do it again. I won't do it again.
The Trex is now about to get very angry.
And it like brushes up against the like electrified fence and like gets the shock, but it's just like
step on it, Tony.
Yes, as long as we are not in the general vicinity, then we should be okay. It just gets agitated when it sees human flesh.
This is fast now.
All right, Tony, we can step it back just a little bit. We are past the T-Rex. Thank you.
Okay, it's just sorry. You remember what happened last time?
I know what happened last time. I know, but they survived. They are still alive. I got a postcard from her last week. She's fine.
So, up ahead, you can see on our left, it's a large hill and pile of dirt. Huh, nothing could be hiding under there. No top secret research or anything.
Yeah, and I kind of frown. I'm like,
writing something down.
There's nothing there at all. It's just
research.
No, there's no research. There's
nothing. There's nothing there. There's just 3 hills by 2 trees.
Yep.
And I think I would like to look at it 7 times during the day if I could. 3, 2, 7, just some numbers.
And I'm frowning, and I'm like, I feel like I should be like something about this is familiar. And then what does Lance do that distracts me?
He's like, man, you're really bad. Like, man, your new tour guide sucks.
Excuse me, child. I don't think you paid for this tour, so.
My aunt.
Technically,
Dr. Gardner.
He has a pass. He has a pass, so yes, he can go on this tour. Now we need to treat all of our guests with dignity and respect.
Look, hey, great time to mention, everyone. If you enjoy this tour at all, feel free to tip your tour guide.
Actually, Bill's like, yes, please. Like, honestly,
I didn't hear you there.
I'm part of the working class. Tips go. They like tips, not me. I'm not, but I would tip.
Wow, thank you for that excellent compliment, Mr. Madonna. Please fill out a comment card at the end and be sure to mention Chanel. Chanel.
So I mean,
should get a raise.
So just like to point out, technically we don't do tips for the tour guides, but if you wanted to give a donation, I'm sure that would go a long way to helping out all of our tour guides in the future. Perfectly accepted. And as Chanel said, you can certainly leave a review, fill out a card, tell Chanel and me how we did, and that can help out as well. We need to know what you want. Speaking of what you want, it looks like we are just rolling up on the Triceratops right now. Where's the Triceratops, Tony?
The Triceratops is named like that because 3.
I need to make a phone
call. And there's 2 of them.
Well, what do you know?
And I think there's supposed to be 7 bars right there. And there's only 4.
Franklin, there's no Triceratops. I have a very high-paying customer wanting to see the Triceratops, and I was told the Triceratops is no longer sick. Why is there no Triceratops?
You mean the Triceratops?
No,
Look,
I can't
since we're waiting on this part of the tour, maybe we'll go walk around the Jeep a little bit and explore.
Walk into the exhibit. Like he gets
I'll just start leading him into the exhibit.
Yeah, and you can literally just like press the keypad and just open it up. And then he's just like looks up and he's like, "Oh, no. We are not going to." But you like our guys are like already inside.
As part of this super VIP tour, we'll be doing an in-depth exploration.
I'm recording. Like, Lance has got his phone. He's recording.
Excuse me. Can I get a couple of rangers down here immediately? We have a little bit of a situation. I just want to make sure I know where the Triceratops is. We are going inside the exhibit. So I would like to know that. Thank you. And
look, it says in this packet that if we want the Triceratops to come closer to us to see them in the exhibit, we just have to make this noise. Give me a second while I try and pronounce it from these letters.
Normally we make that noise when we are outside of the exhibit, Chanel. And so, I mean, I feel this is a point where I think we should let Emily, you should decide whether or not this ends well or good for you. Or well or bad for you.
I mean, like, a Triceratops starts charging.
That's what I was wondering, yeah. And maybe that's just the end of the scene. Maybe we just cut it at that point, right? Where the Triceratops literally charging you, and we know it ends badly for you. But we can like cut away from this.
Obviously not deadly for any of us.
3 of my nails.
Right.
So.
Or you break a heel.
Triceratops are herbivores.
They're very cranky herbivores, from what I know. Yeah.
Offensive herbivores. If you get near their herbs, they'll bore you.
Or their babies. It'd be that like we were near one of the like
you get near their herbs, they'll bore you. Oh, so good. But yeah, I mean, I feel like 2 black dice.
2 blacks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give 1 to. I'm giving 1 to Keith.
Thanks.
And I'm going to give 1 to my beautiful, slightly chubby husband.
I'm technically there with you, so it's probably not going super well for me.
Yeah, true.
You got to see a Triceratops very close up.
I mean, like, Lance is having a great time right now, so.
Yeah. I mean, he filmed this entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right? This is really going to go viral.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think like probably like the failure, right, Emily, and obviously you're the one who gets to like specifically choose this, but I would assume like it's bad because the tour doesn't go well, right? Like it's not a good first tour for you as a tour guide.
No, Keith realizes he needs to give me either a lot more training or a different job.
Sure, yeah.
And honestly, who knows which one's going to be easier?
Yeah.
We're not sure.
Maybe just firing you would be easier.
Look, unless they're willing to pay for a plane ticket.
You could just be the hobo in the park.
I guess. I probably would cause a lot more problems unemployed at the park than employed at the park.
That's fair.
Because I know the codes.
Yeah, we can change the codes. It's fine.
And they're not 327. Why would you think that?
Definitely not 327. Okay, so cool. Let's. I guess it's me then. I'm gonna choose to resolve as well. Because I basically established the last one. So what do you guys think? Who has? Anyone can establish this. I
feel like part of this has to be like cleaning up and figuring out how to rebrand the park as a safe place after a Triceratops attack was caught on film.
Because the video has now gone viral.
Oh yeah, oh, right. It's me like going crazy, like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. So okay, so we're in the like office or whatever. You're in my office, Chanel, and I am just like, Chanel, you do realize what you've just done, right?
I gave a VIP tour.
Gave me a lot of new followers.
Is he even there?
Yeah,
actually, he has to keep an eye on me for this kind of reason.
Exactly. And I look at you and I'm like, and we will be talking later, Lance.
I'm sure we will.
Chanel, listen. We do not bring visitors into pens where we do not know whether or not there is a dangerous dinosaur inside. And we especially, even if we get that far, make the noise that aggravates the Triceratops enough to come to the fence.
Wait, which noise is that?
Do not make it again.
I don't know which noise not to make.
Good. Pretend the noise never existed.
Okay, I just want to say two things about that.
Okay.
Number one, I was never before this meeting explicitly told to not bring guests into the pens of the dinosaurs. So I just want to make that point first. And then my second point being, when we went in, you were on the phone with somebody saying that the dinosaur was not there. So from my understanding, the dinosaur was not there. So we were just going to look at its habitat.
We don't
up close.
Do that here.
I didn't know.
Have you watched the 15 documentaries that have been made on our predecessors?
Do I look like I like that nerd stuff?
Chanel, that's required material for this job.
Well, that's... Of course I have. I was testing you.
Right. Well, then you surely were testing me when you directly ignored the two very explicit statements that said, 1, keep the guest safe at all times, and 2, the pens are off limits for all but this is me trying to find the right word here. For all but specified personnel.
And as a tour guide, I thought I was specified to give tours of the entire park, and that Mr. Madison, as our VIP guest, was a specified person that I was supposed to tour around.
Personnel is a word that does not mean person. It is a word that means employee.
Maybe they should have given that definition.
Chanel, you are this close to losing the job that I just paid about $3,000 training you for. Do you want me to waste $3,000?
No, but I would love if you paid me $3,000.
Excuse me?
Is that one of the options?
Bill's listening from outside, like, things just got interesting.
Yeah.
I think at this point I burst in the door.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And I like hold out my phone to Keith and I'm like, what the bleep is this?
Oh, you saw it!
Your nephew decided to film a dangerous...
inside the things that he shouldn't be in on the tour that you were giving?
Now, I can explain.
No. I told you to watch him.
I did. He was by my side every moment.
He
Sophie.
definitely just watched him walk into the pen.
I like turned to Chanel and just like, is that true?
Chanel, I need you to wait outside.
I mean, the other option would
Chanel,
be you didn't watch him
Chanel,
walk to the pen, and I don't know which one's worse.
Outside. If you say literally one more word, I will probably fire you on the spot. So please leave before things get heated. Thank you. And then the door closes. I'm like, Sophie, listen. It was Chanel. She was new. She led the visitor into the Triceratops pen when we didn't know if it was in there or not. Lance followed her. I was frantically trying to call the Rangers to see about the situation. It was a misstep. It will never happen again. I love you. Please don't hate me.
Lance, is this true?
What was that? I wasn't listening. Sorry, I've got like ABC, NBC. They're all trying to get me on TV tomorrow. I mean, it was the dumb girl. I'll say that much.
Thank you.
Hey, you hear through the door.
Lance, that was
Chanel. You're fired.
Don't worry, Lance. I will be talking to you later. Your mother is going to hear about this.
Oh, she already knows. She's my publicist. She's mad, but we're gonna get.
You're gonna get away with this. You cannot get. I know that you love the dinosaurs, but they are dangerous.
Oh, I know. That's why they're awesome.
Okay, Keith.
Yeah.
Regardless if it was Chanel's fault or not, whatever her name is, you were supposed to keep an eye on him.
First off, her name is definitely Chanel. Possibly twice. And two, I know. And I'm sorry. I have no excuse. Please accept my apology. It won't happen again. I loved that characterization just with your body expression or your body language there. It was great. Thank you. And then he leans in to give you a kiss.
And she just kind of like pulls back and she's like,
what now?
I'm just still a little upset.
All right.
We'll talk later.
Okay.
Lance, come on, let's go. You're gonna come watch my presentation later. Let's go.
Listen, we can talk later over Merlot.
And just
Merlot. Okay. Oh, Chanel, are you still there?
No.
Chanel, come in, please.
I walk in.
Listen, I can't actually fire you because if I did, I would have to pay you a severance package because at this point you are technically a full-time employee. And there is a clause for negligence. One warning. If we didn't have that, none of us would be working here. So, also there's the fact that you are the only tour guide I've managed to hire in the last 3 months. So, you're still hired because I desperately need you, but I need you to also go watch all 15 documentaries of the Jurassic Park franchise. Some of them may actually be movies. I am not actually sure about that, but they all look pretty real to me. Now, it should be in your required material. The email we sent you should have a bunch of Vimeo links. Please just go check those out. And I will talk to you probably on Wednesday. It's going to take you at least until Wednesday to watch all of those.
Okay, but just one thing. You know, since we're talking about how much you need me so much because you can't hire anybody else.
Chanel,
it sounds like I'm really valuable.
Chanel, if you are about to ask for a raise right now, everything I have just said will not matter, and I will fire you.
And pay me so much more money.
You will get a severance package, which will quickly run out.
Interesting.
And you will probably never be able to find any other work at a park ever again. Despite the damages,
really be over.
Despite the danger of this park, we are still the most prestigious one in the industry, and we still have a lot of clout. Thank you very much.
Final offer. I keep my same amount of pay, and I watch none of the documentaries.
Watch 1, 5, 7, 13, and 14. Final offer.
Sure.
All right. I'll see you on Tuesday then. Out.
Okay.
What kind of ending was that?
That was a black and a white ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like that wasn't terrible, but that wasn't like great.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna give a white to Alyssa.
Cool.
And a black to Seth. Cool. Seth?
Well, this has taken a different turn than I expected. So I'm not sure quite how I'm going to start this, if I could at all. Mainly because Alyssa's character just took me, and I'm like,
I mean, you could run away from me, I could let,
You could give video interviews to syndicated news outlets.
Totally.
Ooh, no, that's not interesting though. That would be fun. It was fun to say, but it wasn't interesting. I'm going. Part of me does kind of just want to. See, here's the problem. I want to do a scene, but I don't want to be the only one in the scene.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just have someone.
Do you end up, in the same place where Bill Zuckergates is, somewhere? Out in the park somewhere? Maybe Bill Zuckergates is trying to break into the research facility and you happen to stumble upon him?
No, I wouldn't stumble upon him there if it was in the area. I think I have an idea of what I want to do. I'm going to establish. Okay. At one point, I was given it to. Here's an idea. No, you said you were the only tour guide.
No, the only tour guide I was able to hire in the last 3 months. As in, we have some tour guides, but I'm having a lot of I need to fill in more positions, basically.
Okay, I will say I convinced my aunt to let me go off with another tour guide because I want to look at the people wanted to see more for the T-Rex Triceratops one, but I promised I'm not going to try and get in or anything like that. And so I go off with another tour guide, and I want to try and expose the fact that one of the Triceratops is fake. And so, let's see who. I'll say Landon can be the other tour guide. That will leave Caleb and Alyssa freedom to come in as their characters.
Well, I was thinking that Bill, his main goal is to find a saddle and put it on the Triceratops.
Okay, yeah, maybe we meet your character there.
And he just takes another tour.
The Groupon was such a good deal. I had to...
Exactly.
And maybe
another tour.
Yeah.
So who would be the tour guide then?
Do you want me to be a good tour guide this time?
Be a good tour guide.
In the same exact scene, but again.
Yeah.
Redo.
So this time we're just kind of we're going towards the gate. You're driving in. Maybe Alyssa's Tony for the first part of driving back up to it.
You again?
Hey, I didn't get to finish the tour.
Okay, so are we starting at the Triceratops?
We're like driving there. And we're just arriving.
Okay, everyone, as you heard before, my name is Stacy. I'm super excited to tour you guys around today. Coming up on the right-hand side, we're about to see the Triceratops. If you didn't know, Triceratops is a genus of herbivorous ceratopsid dinosaur that first appeared during the late Maastrichtian stage of the late Cretaceous period, about 68 million years ago, in what is now North America. It is one of the last known non-avian dinosaur genera and became extinct in the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event 66 million years ago. The name Triceratops, which literally means three-horned face, is derived from the ancient Greek word tri, meaning three, keras, meaning horn, and ops, meaning face.
And like as that entire thing's happening, Lance is just kind of mouthing along to it because he kind of knows that he's heard this enough times. He knows it pretty much by heart. And he knows enough about dinosaurs that he knows it by heart.
Now Bill interrupts, and he's like, "Excuse me, my name is Burt Macklin here. I was on this tour again a couple of weeks ago, and the guide, he promised me that at that point that the next time I was here, I would be able to ride a Triceratops. But because they were sick then, I was not able to see them. So I am expecting to be able to ride one during this excavation trip."
Well, Mr. Macklin, thank you so much for your question and comment. We really appreciate it here at Jurassic Universe. Actually, today, it's not quite available to ride the Triceratops. Hopefully, we'll get lucky enough to see them in their enclosure, though, which will be really exciting for everyone involved in this Jeep. I'm so excited for you guys. It's going to be a great experience. I think we should have... 2 or 3 of them, hopefully, that we can see. But we just have to kind of see if they're ready to see us. We don't want to force them into anything that they don't want to do.
Bill's writing a 1-star Yelp review right now. As
Tony's just looking up at Stacy and just like, that's
And I'd say probably I'll paint the scene a little bit because I kind of have an idea of where I want to go with this. And I'd say like because we didn't really get a description of the enclosure, so what it probably is there's a gate that probably is the one that Chanel opened, and on the opposite side of the gate is just kind of a big field. But the side right by the gate, there's like a glass kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of like a fence, but it's glass, and it's thick enough glass that like Triceratops couldn't actually break through it. So you can see them by like being close to them. And there's also like an area where you can like put a quarter in, and it will like put out a little bit of food for the Triceratops or something like that, or like it'll pop something up from below. And so like when the tour guide is talking with Bert and everything, Lance will kind of just walk over a little bit to the side. Far enough that he's still within eye distance, but also far enough that he can like say stuff without them necessarily hearing. And maybe there's like a top level as well. Oh yeah, I'll say it. So there's a top level as well with additional glass, so you can look down from above. And so Lance will look at the tour. What'd you say your tour? Stacy. Okay, I thought so. It's like, hey Stacy, can I go up? And I'll say this. Lance probably knows Stacy and like actually is nice to her. Because Lance thinks she's cute or something like that, and so he's like, and so he probably has good rapport with her and something like that, even though he was kind of just mouthing along with everything. Like, Stacy, can I go up to the second level, please?
And I just reach into my pocket and I give you a couple quarters that I keep in there for you to buy some food for them all the time. So I just hand you some quarters and I go, okay, Lance, stay where I can see you though.
Okay. So there's like a little, probably stairs, not a ladder. So I go up the stairs, I put the quarter, I'm like, then I pull out my phone, I'm like, okay, guys, it's Lance Gardner. We're here because there's been reports of fake Triceratops. Now, as you guys all saw on my live video yesterday, there's one that almost gored somebody. It was awesome. But there's one that's not looking so good. So he's like we're going to take my telephoto lens, I'm going to put it on my phone, and we're going to get a close look at him. He's like getting a close look, like trying to zoom in. And it's probably like no Triceratops there at all right now. Or like they're very far away. He goes, come on, Stacy, I can't see any. He like leans his head over.
And you just hear in the background, so Mr. Macklin, if you are wanting to get the Triceratops writing experience, that's a separate booking. And I'd love to help you out with that after we finish this tour.
Okay, perfect. Once we finish the tour, can we just like come back in? Because honestly, like I'm a busy man, paid a lot of money, got a lot of meetings to get to.
I so appreciate that, Mr. Macklin. I'm sure you have a very important role in whatever you are participating in, including this tour. As a participant of this tour, we have to follow the park rules. Oh, yes, Lance, you don't see them?
I don't see anything out there. Always like this at this exhibit.
Well, actually, guys, the really exciting thing is there's a certain call that you can make to make the Triceratops hopefully come out. Do you guys want to help me do that?
Yeah. Lance is kind of like getting ready.
Okay, everyone. So, it's kind of like you kind of go like "Kaja," but you yell it really loud. Is everyone ready? On the count of 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Kaja! Well, you guys didn't do it with me, so none of the Triceratops appeared. We can only get it if we use the power of teamwork. So we're going to try one more time. Okay, on the count of 3, everyone.
Actually, I was going to say, I want this to be where the scene ends, just because I feel like this is a good place for this scene to end, but I don't know exactly how. I don't want it to be boring, but I also don't know. It feels like a good stopping point, is my thought.
Like basically where Stacy just says like, yeah, well, none of you did it with me, so.
Well, like, no, like we do it like the second time, and she's like, what do you think? And we just do it, and then what happens? Like.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, nothing happens because you guys didn't do it with me yet, which I really don't appreciate being alone in this. But that's fine. Whatever.
I was gonna do it with you, Em.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to us to resolve it then. Yeah. Does this end well for him or badly for him?
I feel like we have to show the Triceratops now.
Yeah, so my initial thought was maybe he does get a good shot of the Triceratops, and maybe it is like moving really funkily. Like it could be evidence that it's like actually robotic or something like that. And maybe it's like that's like a good ending for him because he has like evidence now. Whereas like the Triceratops comes over towards him and it's like, wait a second, and it's like isn't working right or something like that. Does that sound good to everybody?
I feel like it's a good ending.
Cool. Yeah. 2 white dice, my friend.
Okay, so I'm going to... I think I'm going to give 1 to Emily for that great performance. Oops, that's my text. I'm going to give 1 to Emily for that great performance. And... Dang it. You know what? Just for the sake of Landon's sake, because I don't want to negate his dice, I'll just give both to Emily.
Wow, thank you, Leia.
Awesome. Alyssa, would you like to establish a resolve?
I think I'll resolve.
Okay. Anyone have an idea for a scene with Alyssa's character?
Given what just happened, given what just happened and everything, I'd say Alyssa's probably having a meeting. Sophie's probably having a meeting with Bill Zuckergates about stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have like an illicit meeting with Sophie. It's like, listen, I've been here for like 2 days now. I smell like dinosaur.
I haven't gotten to ride one yet.
I haven't gotten to ride one yet, or. Okay.
So those 2 are in the scene,
So what
and
does
then
it be? Like, what? Why am I like help just for the money?
Yeah, I think you're ambitious to like to build something because honestly, what if like half the dinosaurs are robotic? Like, what if they're like you're taking care of more robots?
What if the Triceratops really are robotic, and I'm trying to make the first real one?
And you think that you can only do that? Maybe it's a big conspiracy or something like that. And
Or it was possibly like they won't let them do real ones because of all the danger that's happened before.
I love that idea that maybe there are like some real dinosaurs.
That's why I have the feces.
Yeah, but like they're all like nobody can make any new ones anymore, right? Like they've locked away like secrets of cloning or whatever, and so they like when the dinosaurs die out, they just make robotic versions
and then
replace them.
And part of it could be like the way that you would make so much money if you succeeded in really making them is then you have this whole new park with actual dinosaurs and you can expose Jurassic Universe for being a fraud.
A conflict of interest. That's my friend, but oh well.
What if there's one real Triceratops left, and that's the one we're trying to get because they won't let you experiment on it. They won't let you clone it.
Yeah, I mean, so right, we talked about earlier how like the Triceratops are usually sick, and I think it's literally because they've been dying, and then we've been replacing them with robots.
I was thinking of like they're sick. It's like no, they're out for repair.
Or that, right? Either one, probably.
Probably both.
Yeah.
Okay, so is anybody else in this scene besides Bill and Sophie?
And where does this take place? Like in the secret lab, or is this like
probably in the lab? Yeah, maybe that was like. Maybe that's part of the tour is, like you go inside and like see like, and this is where like, we see the cool, scientists doing their thing. And then like Bill like breaks off for a second to like talk to me.
Yeah, so maybe it's still on the same tour, basically.
Yeah.
Cool.
Possibly. So like Lance is off with like Stacy with that and Bill broke away.
We see Mr. DNA doing his thing.
Ice cream.
Walking around with Stacy and I see Sophie and I walk a little bit slower, then I just like turn and just head towards over there and I'm like Sophie, I've been here for 3 days. And I don't have a Triceratops yet. What's going on, Sophie? I need some help.
Look, Bill, okay, I'm working on it, okay? It's not like I can just hand you a Triceratops, okay? I'm trying to build one from scratch for you.
Look, if we ride a Triceratops out of here, who's gonna stop us? Okay, no one's gonna. It's like.
That's so not my own boyfriend. You can look, okay. We're not gonna steal the one we have. We're gonna make one that's even better. Now I promised you that you write it so that way you get the feel for it. But look,
I don't have any money left, Sophia. I've been eating Reese's Pieces for the past week. I've run out of money. I need money, and
Look, okay.
Okay.
Look, I know that was Chanel in there, okay? Like, you guys, I don't know what she's doing, but like she nearly killed my nephew in there. Okay, like this is not. You guys are making too much noise here. Do you work for? Like, come on, you're the worst undercover person I've met in my entire life.
I put on the leopard pants. I thought that would really help. But
that's even worse. Okay, a regular tour guide. No.
I don't know what to do.
I go in the corner. It's just like. I just like can't do this because every couple seconds I just look over and he's just.
I literally can't stop laughing. Oh, Reese's Pieces. Oh, it hurts. Oh.
Okay, I don't know where I was going with that. Look. Okay. I've let you stay in my own private area, okay, for free. To get you guys this deal, and if Keith finds out, like, not only will this ruin my reputation, but this will ruin you guys. So just be patient with me, okay? I'm getting the DNA samples.
I don't know what's going on with Chanel, but I think she's in trouble with like some of the wrong people. If you know what I mean. Like we need this money fast, or else listen. I don't want to say anything, but I can only imagine what Keith's gonna think.
You need to rein her in, okay? You need to rein her in and tell her to not put my nephew in danger like that ever again, okay? Or else I will never give you guys what you want.
Listen, we're the Zuckergates, okay? Okay. Listen, my great grandpa, Mr. Zuckerberg, he wasn't even a real person. Okay, we come from a long line of doing what it takes to make it happen. So I'm just gonna leave you with that. Okay. Also, I don't know how to get back to where I was. Can you help me get back over there?
My grandfather wasn't a real person. We do what it takes. Oh gosh.
I need you to hold up your end of the bargain, okay? I need you, remember, okay? I need you to take as many chores as possible.
I can't do it. I can't just start crying. I can't do it anymore. I think your nephew hates me.
He probably does, but he hates everybody. He's 7, okay? Look. And dude, remember your goal. Why are you coming up to me? Okay, your whole goal is to distract these other technicians while I get the DNA for the Triceratops. Have you forgotten?
I still think we should just ride one out of the gates.
That's not how this works.
How long is it going to take to grow one? Okay,
it will take a couple years at this
point. I can't live. Listen, I can't live off of Reese's Pieces for 2 years, okay? The vending machine's almost out right now.
We'll get the DNA. And then we'll ride out of here together. I have enough in my savings to get both you and your wife off of this island, and we'll grow them in a separate area. Like, wait, trust me, okay? Just trust me. It will happen. You just gotta be patient. And for crying out loud, I have some meat in the fridge. Like, just, you can eat anything you want in there. You don't have to.
I didn't know if that was next to eating. There was a pile of something in there that smelled really bad.
Oh, that's just my feces. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Your feces.
Well, I mean, not my feces. But it's the Okay, it's the Triceratops' feces. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can use it. Just don't eat that. Okay, it'll be fun. Why do you keep it in the fridge? I don't know why I keep it in the fridge, but apparently I do.
I have not laughed this hard in so long.
I have meat in the fridge. I was like, I don't know where this is going. And here in the background. Okay, everyone. I think it's time to wrap it up in our laboratory. We have busy technicians who need to get back to their jobs. I see one of my tour members. I'm looking for one more.
I found the restroom. Turns out it was in the refrigerator all along. I mean, it was over there.
All right. So I guess I'm gonna resolve there. Where else to go with that scene?
So I have an idea for a resolution if you don't have a particular idea of how that could resolve. Just the thought is that maybe we saw that Keith heard the very last part of that conversation, basically something along the lines of like, it'll happen soon, just be patient, right? And that's all he really heard of that conversation, and now he thinks you're like cheating on him.
Oh. And now he does he know it's Burt Macklin, or did he?
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. He knows it's you.
Okay.
But he doesn't know about the Corviet espionage, but he thinks that it's like.
Okay. So what? So 2 black dice then.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that went pretty poorly for Dr. Sophie.
Sure. So I mean, obviously I have to give one to.
I think in Bill's mind, he's like, okay, screw this. I'm getting my Triceratops and I'm getting out. Like that's and then right now.
At that point, would it be for Keith? Because that's a bad ending for him.
Yeah, I get he wasn't in the scene though.
Yeah, I mean, it would either be him or giving 2 to.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I just give one to Caleb or
Keith should get it? I think Keith should get it because if that's going to be a big effect on his character.
All right, dope, cool,
lit.
That's my scene.
Awesome. Landon, would you like to establish or resolve?
He's in my fridge.
Okay, so remind me.
So basically, this means that either you can decide what the scene is, where it's happening, and who's in it, but not get to decide how it ends and what dice you get, or we make up what the scene is about, and you get to decide how it ends.
Usually, we end up like
collaboratively doing it, but yeah,
doing it anyways. But you know,
I feel like right now. Tell me if you would want to go this way, but I feel like this is like later that night. Like Keith and Sophie are both home from work. He shows up with the bottle of Merlot, and he thinks he knows what's going on with Bill, but also they're having to play it cool because Lance is there as well because he's staying with them.
Well, so this scene has to focus on your character.
Yeah, it has to focus on my character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because then we decide like how it ends for your character, right?
Oh, okay. I completely understand.
Yep.
So that's what I was.
It could be literally just like steal the Triceratops.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As soon as he leaves, he finishes the tour. Like he does not want to go on more tours. Like that is the last thing.
I absolutely adored when he was just like, just keep going on tours, and Bill just starts crying. He's like, I can't.
I mean, I can be a third tour guide if you really need me to, but.
So I feel like Bill he's looking for a saddle. I don't know where he would find a saddle at. But
right, because you got to get the saddle first. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to get the saddle. So
it's just like a continuation of that same tour where now they're like showing like equipment that they like use for the dinosaurs.
Yes.
Or maybe the coordinates and stuff that Chanel gave him were for the saddles.
Yeah.
So he's heading back into the wilderness, actually, is what I want to do in the middle of the night. Like, he's heading out there. He's trying to find this secret research area that may or may not exist. Because let's face it, Chanel, she didn't seem like she was super familiar with what was going on.
It's true.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's next to the Trex exhibit. And, but he doesn't have a flashlight. So he's using his camera to like
oh, perfect. Okay, so
that's amazing.
Are you in this scene alone? Are there other people?
I feel like let's put this near the ranger station.
So maybe I'm talking with the rangers about the Triceratops attack and making sure that like things are going well, and maybe
in the not too far away.
Right. Okay. Yes. Okay. This is what it is. Then you're doing this to try to navigate, and then the rangers I'm talking with the rangers at the ranger station, and then one of the rangers looks out the window and just sees flashes happening in the jungle, and so we go to check it out.
And I think I want to find the saddle.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you decide if I find the saddle or not. But I feel like this is the third time that Bill Zucker Gates has gone out to the. Okay, so I'm walking along, and I'm click. I'm just doing that over and over again, trying to find my way.
Yeah. So I mean, we probably like the other three play the rangers, right? The other rangers.
Sir.
Oh, hey. What are you doing?
Excuse me, sir.
What are you doing out here, sir?
I was just out I was looking for my phone. I lost it out here on a tour earlier today.
Bird, is that you? And then Keith comes over.
Keith, this is honestly, me and Keith go way back, you guys. We're really good pals.
I mean, if they're way back, you mean 3 days, but yeah, sure, I guess.
Well, listen, man, I knew we had a strong connection right from the get-go. It was actually on our tour, the one where I almost died in the liability of the park.
Oh, so this is the guy.
Yeah, this is the guy. Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Crikey.
I dropped my phone. I think Lance took it out of my pocket and threw it on the ground. Actually,
and that Lance, he's a rascal.
He knows. He's actually intimidating. He's the smartest child I've ever met in my entire life.
Okay, as advanced ranger in this program, I think that we should split up to try and find this man's phone for him.
That's perfect.
Sure, yeah. How about you three? Yeah, you three go ahead, split up, find the. I'll make sure that that Bert doesn't go anywhere. You know, he doesn't get lost anymore, and we'll split up. And yeah, perfect, awesome. Yes, thank you. And I just kind of like take you by the shoulder, Bert, and I start like walking you away.
I'm like, Keith, I have a photographic memory, hence the Polaroid. So I know where I'm going.
That doesn't make any sense, Bert. But listen, buddy. And then like I kind of like listen. I wait, and I'm like, shh, wait, do you? And like the Rangers have like started moving off, and like when they're crunching in the jungle like gets further enough away, I like grab you and I shove you against a tree, and I'm like, how long? How long's been going on?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just a normal middle-aged, middle-class, poor man that's trying to make his way.
That doesn't sound suspicious at all.
And the thing is, like, Keith is not an intimidating man, so this is like a scrawny Asian dude, like, you know, trying to push you against the, you know, whatever. So it's not super intimidating, but he's looking at you pretty seriously.
But Bill thinks he knows exactly what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Wondering so he turn on me. It's Chanel, spill the beans. But he's like, listen, man, I don't know what you heard or what's going on. I'm just looking for my phone. Okay, I'm just looking for my phone.
Yeah. Well, what's on your phone? You have any interesting, scandalous pictures on that phone? Maybe pictures sent to you by a certain someone, and maybe let's say in the canon, like Alyssa's character has been like sending you pictures of here's this like idea I had, like here's a way we could get the DNA, and so like you think I totally know what's going on, but like I'm thinking like scandalous like photos of her or something.
Listen, I honestly, I knew you'd be the one to find out. Like, I never thought I would be
sure as heck I'd be the one to find out. Who else?
Just nobody, nothing else. Just and Chanel had nothing to do with it. I promise. She's completely.
Chanel? What do you mean Chanel? Why would Chanel have anything to do with this?
Like I said, yeah, exactly. We're on the same page here. Look, I just think if you just turn a blind eye, I can promise you, I'll take care of you well. There's a lot of money in this. Don't worry about it. Just go back.
Listen, Bird, I don't know who you think I am, but Keith, you and Sophie, this has to end.
She approached me, man. This was all yeah. I didn't. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I honestly sought her out. It's been really rough. Okay,
yeah, really rough. I bet for someone like you, no prospects, no real chance in life.
I'm just trying to get back in the saddle, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm really.
I'm sorry, but this saddle is off limits.
It's what they've been telling me, but the Groupon said otherwise. So. Listen, man, I need to find a.
And I'm like, you shut your dirty mouth.
Just pulls this phone. I found my phone. Look, it was. I found it. I'm gonna go.
I grab it from you and I just chuck it into the jungle. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, wow, too bad. You don't have a phone. There's no one around here. No one to hear something that might happen.
It was strictly business. It was complete business.
What do you mean business?
It was complete business. I mean, I'm just listen. How much is it going to cost me? Okay, there's always a price.
Listen,
my name's not Bert Macklin.
Sophie is not a prostitute, and I am not a pimp. So I don't know what kind of deal you want to make here. But this is uncalled for.
Okay, I completely understand now. I will call things off completely with Sophie then. Everything will be over. I'll be out of the picture.
And I'm like, wait a second. Wait a second. Did you say your name wasn't Bert Macklin?
I did not say that. I'm gonna go. I need to actually go get my phone and call my lawyer. Real quick. So I plead the fifth. Bert Macklin.
Pleading the fifth.
Bert just starts running. He just starts running. He doesn't know where he's going. But
does one of the rangers like find his phone in the jungle?
I feel like I get run into by Bert Macklin, and my glasses fall to the ground.
Oh man, your glasses fall. Bert, listen, Bert's as a corporate guy. He takes the glasses and he keeps going.
What was that? I can't see anything without my glasses.
To your left. They're right there on your left. Keep looking.
Okay.
Yes, you like find your phone in the underbrush and like. So I guess you established, right? So we get to decide how it resolves.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
Maybe like one of each.
Yeah. So like he got away with it for now.
Secret, but like also now Keith is suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Keith is more than suspicious. I think Keith is.
But like he wasn't fully revealed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So white and black that you can give away.
That I can give away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna give a.
So remember, you can mess with people if you want to, and give them different colored dice, and that would be bad for them.
Oh, I think I'm gonna give. I don't know. I feel like the worst thing to happen was your glasses getting smashed, so I'm gonna give a black to Emily.
No.
Oof.
And I'm going to give. Wait, I thought I didn't get to say how it resolved, right?
Yeah. We decided what dice you got basically, but you get to decide who they go to.
Oh, okay. And then I'm going to give a white to. Oh man, I don't know how to justify any of this. It doesn't fit in with anything.
It doesn't honestly matter. Like it's fun to try to justify it, but you can technically give it to anyone.
Okay, I'm going to give it to Keith because
wow, how dare you?
I think that Keith is he's discovering his truth, even if that truth is a lie. And now he has a whole bottle of Merlot to deal with himself. Like he was gonna share it with Sophie, but now he doesn't have to. So that could last a few days.
Well, okay, so we have gone all the way around, done a scene with everybody, which means we are going to move into Act 2. So first, let's roll what is called the tilt table.
Fun.
So let me double check. Do they have a tilt table for this, or is it just?
I don't remember. I don't think I saw one.
As you investigate that, I figure I should talk more about the Triceratops. Bearing a large bony frill and 3 horns on the skull, and its large 4-legged body possessing similarities with the modern rhinoceros, Triceratops is one of the most recognizable of all dinosaurs, and the best known ceratopsid. Wow. It was also one of the largest, up to 9 meters long and 12 metric tons in weight, which is also 13 short tons.
Also, the U.S. state of Wyoming lists the Triceratops as its state dinosaur.
What? They get state dinosaurs? When did this start happening?
State dinosaur of Texas.
Oh, the specimen of a Triceratops was collected by a guy named John Bell Hatcher from the Lance Formation of Wyoming. Was that where you got your name inspiration?
I literally just picked the name because it sounded pretentious.
Also, the Triceratops have anywhere between 400 to 800 teeth. Although,
all right, I found it. Cool. So the way this is going to work is the person with the most black dice and the person with the most white dice are going to roll their dice.
It's Landon and Emily.
Actually, no. Sorry, that's not how it works. Everyone rolls their dice, and then the person with the highest black result and the highest white result get to choose things from this table. So if everyone, what you're gonna do is you're gonna
right click,
click and drag on the dice you have, and you can right click on them and then choose multi-sided and then random side, and it will roll them for you.
I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1.
Technically -1 since it's black.
It's not coming up over there. I rolled a 5 white and 5 black. So does that mean 0? Or are we just looking at... Okay.
I rolled a 6 black.
Wait, does that mean that I have the highest white?
Yes, because I also got a 0. Yeah.
Heck yeah, all I needed was a 1.
All right, we'll have Landon go first since he is has the highest. Actually, no, let's have Alyssa goes first because she's the lowest, because it's more fun to choose because basically what we're gonna do is we're doing another table choice thing, right? Like we did with the character creation stuff. So we have the same dice. So all the dice that we have in front of us, those are the numbers that we get to use for this. Right? So we have 2s, 4s, 1s, and a 5. Right? Those are our choices. And so, Alyssa, you get to choose from these 6 categories first. Mayhem, tragedy, innocence, guilt, paranoia, or failure.
Okay, so I have to pick from these 6 categories, but I can also pick...
Oh, right, yeah. You can, so what was it? 1, 2, 4, 5? So
Not
you can
3
choose,
or 6.
You can choose mayhem, tragedy, guilt, and paranoia.
Let's go with a paranoia.
Paranoia. All right. So no 5s then. So it's literally just a 1, 2, or 4. So Landon, you get to choose a stranger arrives to settle a score. What seems like dumb luck isn't, things are afoot. Or a sudden reversal of status, of fortune, or of sympathy. This is like something that's added into the story now that we have to like make happen in the second act.
I think a stranger arrives to settle a score.
Nice.
I feel like maybe Injin comes to start collecting their debt.
Ooh, yeah, the debt collector comes to...
Debt collector.
Yeah, awesome.
He'll take more than you got.
Cool. And on that note...
Throwing your wife under the bus. How could you?
On that note, let's go ahead and take our second break, and then we'll come back and do Act 2. Finish it out. All right, we'll be back in just a little bit. Stick around for more Fiasco.